Pass order and number of passes, baffle spacing and their location. We will be seeing all this before reviewing the parts of the report that set a heat exchanger apart from any other vessel. Welcome to the Heat Exchanger series. Double-click in the bundle element from the list of components to open the bundle layout dialog. To start, we'll start by reviewing the options from the toolbar. The first one allows you to move elements around. The Erase selection allows you to erase any element, including tubes. The Add Tube option will make appear a tube at the upper left corner that you can take and drop in this file location, always following the regular pattern. The fourth option will change any tube into a tie rod, and the next one will do just the opposite. A tie rod will work just as a tube that you can slide and drop final locations, except that you will have to use the coordinates to make it follow the pattern if you wish them to. Then you have the sealant strips. They appear over left corner too. Then you slide and you place in the final location. The sliding rails option is disabled because they are already in place. You see here. So you only can have a pair of them. Of course, you can add an bypass. Same philosophy. Then you can define regular shapes of on-tube areas. Those areas will remain on tube even after the compute bottom is applied. You have several ways of erasing tubes. Then you can create dummy tubes, same philosophy as for the tie rods. And then the show pass number option that lets you see where the fluid is going and coming from. Before going on showing you more options in the bundle layout, I would like to show you how to change the free height, the distance between the nozzle and the first row of tubes. So to do that, we will click on Cancel to revert all the changes we've made. Now we double click on the background of the sketcher to open the heat exchanger properties, and we go to the bundle tab. Here at the bottom part, you can see free height. Normally it can be automatically set, but you can fix one different free height by imposing different values here. Again, you can always click on the help to explain you what are we exactly talking about. After this break, we are going to change the number of passes. We double click on the bundle from the list of elements, and here I will change the number of passes. Please pay attention that if you want your elements to be fixed, remember to check the proper checkboxes in the list of components, or if you want to give the program flexibility to arrange tubes as they want and make them disappear, uncheck them. So I would say cross pass, full passes. Then when I click on compute. Here in yellow, you can see my partition plate. And if I click on the show pass number, now I have 4 instead of just 2. I will click OK. And you can see here in the 3D how my partition plate has changed. I will change the offset of both nozzles so that the fluid enters and goes out properly. I will double click on N4, change my offset. I will put minus 150. I said OK. Now I have offsetted it. I will do the same with N3, but this time will be positive. Now that my nozzles are well positioned, how could I change the pass order? Instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, I would just wanted to invert it completely. How could I do that? Well, I would invert the inlet and the outlet. So I double click on N4, and here you can see I have 4 new types: shell inlet and outlet, and tube side inlet and outlet. So I would say tube side inlet instead of outlet, and I will just do the opposite for N3. Then I will go to the bundle layout again, say compute, see again how, now just change. Now let's take a look at the baffle distribution. To do that, click on the longitudinal view tab. Here we can see a simplified view of our heat exchanger. First, we have our U-bend, then the support plate that always comes just after the U-bend. It's automatically input by AutoPIPE Vessel. Then we have the impingement baffle, telling us that N1 is our shell inlet, and then N2 is our outlet. And we have up to 18 baffles this time. And if you get close to them, you can see that they come in 2 colors. This is because we chose the segmental type, so they are 2 types of baffles. So if you click on them, you will see that you can choose between them too. And then at the other extreme, we have our tube sheet. This view is perfect for doing local changes. I can measure, for example, the baffle spacing, which I already set it to be 300, and you can confirm. And I can change that spacing by changing the distance shown. So I repeat, I click on the rule option from the toolbar. I click on the elements I want to change the spacing, and then I just type a new one and then press enter, and it just changed. I can, of course, add new baffles. For example, add baffle, it will appear here, and I will move it using my toolbar with the option that we know from the cross view dialog. I just displace it and it can be applied. Again, this is good for local changes, but what if I wanted to do global changes? In that case, I will just press OK. I would go to the bundle tab. So I double click on the general properties, go to bundle, and then here I can change, for example, the spacing to 450 instead of 300. Then I say OK. I go to the bundle dialog again, longitudinal view tab, and then I said reset and compute. Now my spacing has changed. So I click here, I click again, and 450. Same thing if I wanted to change from the first baffle to the tube sheet, should be changed here so that the rest of baffle's positions is automatically adapted without having to do changes one by one in the other dialog. Then I'm ready to run calculations. So I go to the menu execute, calculate strengths, or to the toolbar, and I click on the calculator. I save changes, and I wait till it ends. I know it's finished when the 3D turns red, and I can see design model at the bottom. Also, my result has just appeared. To change from the design view to the input view, you can use the toggle view between bottom that allows you to see after and before. Let's see the most important parts of the report regarding the heat exchanger. Click on bundle and show selected report calculation detail. We wait until Word opens. Here you can see there's a drawing of our bundle layout and our baffles. And we can see the same summary report as in the bundle layout dialog. Then some check-ins regarding the entrance and exit areas. And the partition plate, since we input the pressure drop per pass. Close. We go to the bundle tubes, show selected report calculation. And you can see the checks performed on the tubes. Close. Go for the tube sheet. We have all the different design cases. We will see the tube sheet in a different video, but here is the report. The parameter section, then all the equations with the intermediate values needed for hand check. We created this heat exchanger from scratch. In other videos, you will be able to see different aspects of the heat exchanger design. Thanks very much for watching, and don't forget to like.